it in that way.
Okay.
Bitch.
It has been said that this is the golden age for celebrities from different fields all over the world. With the introduction to our modern telecommunication devices, from TVs to social media platforms, celebrities are getting even more famous by the day. Being a guest on a television show may be the greatest example of what I'm talking about. Let's take The Ellen Show, which is known worldwide and represented by all artists. Well, apparently not all artists. Here I present to you 10 times celebrities stood up to Ellen on Ellen. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so that you can discover some super interesting information every day.
You as a woman and you as a trans person.
Right. Number 10, Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner is a bit of a controversial figure depending on who you talk to. Yes, it was Bruce Jenner's choice to have the $1 million operation to become Caitlyn. Ellen just happens to be one of the controversial people, but it didn't start in any massive feud kind of way when they first did their interview together. Ellen was all for Caitlyn and her fight for the rights of transgender people, and it seemed to be going great until Caitlyn started to talk about her feelings on the LGBTQ+ community. Ellen is not just part of that community, she's also happily married and is a trailblazer when it comes to those rights, according to Jenner's once very opposed same-gender marriage, because of her traditionalism in nature, which is the launch of behind many people's such beliefs against it. I mean, I kind of like tradition if that word marriage is that important to you. I could go with no, it's because you're still a little not on board with it. But when Jenner tried to recover and say that she was okay with it now, Ellen wasn't biting it, not one bit. She called Caitlyn Jenner out, and that's when things got awkward after the interview that Ellen stated.
Just kidding. Just kidding, you know. But, I mean, I have 10 children.
Number 9, Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams admitted a career of throwing insults and shade at people, which has made her very popular. It has also made her a target of those who didn't appreciate the shade, including a certain person in which she's going through a divorce situation right now. Regardless of that, though, it seems she was at odds with Ellen DeGeneres because of her personality, which seems to be a theme here. I even got a weirder later on. As the top 2 ladies of talk show occasionally go into each other's programs, including one time when Wendy went on to Ellen's show, and things did go so well, Ellen asked her why she threw some shade towards Kanye West and Kim Kardashian while they're expecting their very first child. And of course, this is back in 2013, and when Williams came back a few years later, she made the joke then Ellen and Justin Bieber were sent to look alike, which is just another way of showing that she doesn't care when it comes to Ellen, because that is just sad. As I doubt if Ellen would ever bring her back to the show. Don't you agree?
Excited. She's having a baby, and that's really great, right?
That is great.
And she knows.
Number 8, Giada De Laurentiis. While Ellen DeGeneres doesn't like to put her style and flair into what goes on her show, that doesn't mean she can't do tropes of the business, like bringing in celebrity chefs. And since Ellen loves the food, she occasionally does have her fair share of cooking guests, including Chef Giada De Laurentiis, which should have been fine, except the Giada couldn't control herself, and that resulted in many insults on Ellen's behalf, which can't help but make you think that she never really liked Ellen of all the shade she kept throwing at her throughout their time together. What I mean is that Giada De Laurentiis kept laying on it to Ellen in one form or another, with no signs of stopping seriously the whole affair. It was weird, and it happened more than once, which proves that there's tension between these two, don't you think? Let us know in the comment section below.
I got excited. Right. So you cook the pasta first.
Number 7, Cher. Ellen hams it up for these offset segments, and if this is in the way Michelle Obama video is any indication, the celebrities don't like it. And this one, Ellen takes Cher to a local dry bar to surprise fans with silly hair makeovers. It's clear that Cher was growing increasingly annoyed with Ellen's high energy and constant jokes, and by the end she had enough of Ellen begins to sing If I Could Turn Back Time, but quickly stops and makes fun of the lyrics. She then says that the fans know Ellen better than they know Cher, prompting Cher to laugh and call Ellen a not-so-nice name. It's all in good fun, of course, but Ellen was being kind of annoying. We're closer.
But I do feel like we got closer.
Number 6, Katy Perry. And here we see Ellen embarrassing herself in front of a mega pop star. Again. She has a habit of doing that, doesn't she? Before playing a game called Will You Parry Me, Katy Perry makes a joke about getting married again, prompting Ellen to question who she was married to. This prompts Katy to remind Ellen about Russell Brand. And after she does, she makes a cutting gesture to indicate to the editors that Ellen's question should be cut from the broadcast. Not only that, she digs in deeper by reminding Ellen that she gave her a wedding gift on the show. These are the kind of moments where you just have to grit your teeth and say, oh yeah.
25.
Were you?
Yeah, it's been a long time, honey.
Joe.
No, right?
Number 5. Justin Timberlake. We all sing the wrong lyrics sometimes, it happens. But could you imagine sending a video of yourself singing the wrong lyrics to the very man who sings the song? Well, that's exactly what Ellen did when she sent a video of herself singing Can't Stop the Feeling to Justin Timberlake. Justin brings it up on the show and makes fun of Ellen for singing Just Electric, when actual words are just imagined. All Ellen could do is laugh and hang her head in shame with the full realization that she had just embarrassed herself in front of a pop legend. Well, maybe this time she didn't mean it, but yeah, he is a respectable pop star.
How do you bruise it?
I hope not.
I'm not saying you...
I was over.
Number 4. Hassan Minhaj. The host of the Patriot Act with Hassan Minhaj was immediately put on the defensive when Ellen mispronounced his name not 5 seconds into the interview. He pronounced it as Hassan Minhaj rather than Hassan Minhaj, prompting him to correct her. Not only that, she pronounced it that way after saying what a big fan she was. Not that big of a fan. To make the whole situation even more awkward, you could tell that Hassan was a little annoyed after Ellen stood firm in her pronunciation. He said no a little more forcefully and even put his hands up in a defensive resolution, a clear gesture conveying that the argument was over. Well, I know I would be if I was in his situation.
Look, I appreciate people trying. I was doing CNN, which is like, it's a...
Number 3. Wanda Sykes. Well, someone had to call Ellen out on her lame tour. While visiting Ellen, Wanda Sykes whipped out a relatable tour shirt and immediately begins tearing into it. She hilariously pointed out how Ellen only visited 4 cities and spent a majority of her time at home in Los Angeles. Not only that, but 3 of the 4 cities were in California. Not only that, but the 4th city was Seattle, meaning that she never left the West Coast. Yes, Ellen is a great host in person, but Wanda was right in saying that it was a pathetic excuse for a tour. All Ellen could do was laugh and proclaim that she was too busy to travel. Number 2. Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes is usually a sweetheart, and he's also very, very funny. Case in point, his lighthearted jab towards Ellen. After Ellen said, "Let's talk about you," Sean looks towards the crowd and mouthed the word "finally," prompting some giggles from both the audience and Ellen herself. He took the one jab a step further by gesturing the world revolves around Ellen, and it is this joke that elicits some true guffaws by everyone in audience. Unlike some of the other clapbacks on this list, this one wasn't awkward in any way, and you can tell that Ellen didn't take it too seriously.
But I didn't have to compliment you back.
I didn't either.
I could have just taken it.
That's true.
And finally, number 1, Dakota Johnson. Dakota certainly wasn't shy about sticking it to Ellen. It all started when Ellen falsely claimed that she wasn't invited to Dakota's 30th birthday party. Dakota shut that down fast. Not only was Ellen invited, but she also never gave a reason or an excuse for not showing up. But Dakota wasn't done. She then talked to Ellen about Teague Notaro performing at her birthday before saying that Teague is her favorite comedian. Ellen stops mid-sentence and feigns dismay, prompting Dakota to quickly respond, "Other than you." Too late, Dakota, the damage has been done. And with that, Dakota Johnson proved that she's one of the coolest, most down-to-earth actresses in Hollywood. This is it for today, and if you enjoyed our video, support us by giving a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.